Hi, welcome to Curious Bricks. Today we're going to talk about Square Inc., ticker symbol SQ, Q4 2020 earnings report. Square is part of Russell 1000 Index. The company's earnings call was hosted on February 23, 2021. Before we dive into the financial details, let's take a quick look at some key statistics. As of April 1, 2021, Square share price was $229 and its market cap stands at $104 billion. The trading price earning ratio is around 521. Forward dividend is not available as Square does not pay out any dividend. As of March 15th, the short interest ratio is 7.3% of total floating shares. Now let's take a look at their latest quarterly financials. We will start with the income statement. In Q4 2020, Square reported a total revenue of $3.16 billion, which is 141% higher than the same quarter last year. The revenue growth is driven by solid performance across all segments. Q4 result looks quite comparable to Q3 in terms of overall revenue, gross profit, and operating income. Overall, Square reported small operating income of $45 million. Square also reported revenue breakdown by the two ecosystems. In this quarter, Cash App revenue continued the strong growth driven by Bitcoin and subscription-based revenue, but the gross profit for Cash App was down substantially due to the large exposure to Bitcoin. Seller revenue showed modest gain. Omnichannel and online sellers represented more than half of the total seller GPV versus one-third from 2 years ago. Now moving to the balance sheet, Square increased its cash on hand and short-term investments by $1 billion in Q4. Meanwhile, long-term debt also rose by another $800 million to a total of $2.6 billion. Overall, Square has sufficient liquidity. In this quarter, the management provided several key highlights. First, on the Cash App, the company reported a total of 36 million monthly active transacting customers in December 2020, up 50% year over year. Acquisition cost for new customers is now less than $5. The management also announced the launch of Boost, which is a shopping rewards program inside the Cash App. Switching to Bitcoin, Square announced another $170 million investment of Bitcoin in Q4, on top of the $50 million previously announced in Q3. There were a total of 3 million customers that purchased or sold Bitcoin in 2020. Lastly, the management touched on the January 2021 business trend and outlook. On seller ecosystem, gross profit was up 15% year over year. Seller GPV was up 5% year over year, and seller GPV from card-not-present transactions was up 22%. On Cash App ecosystem, gross profit was up 164%. The management expects to increase operating expenses by $800 to $900 million in 2021 compared to 2020 levels. During the Q&A session, I did not find much valuable information provided by the management team. Here are some of the questions I selected from the call. One question was asked on the 2021 priorities. Since 2017 Investor Day, Square had increased total addressable market by $100 billion, $40 billion on seller business, and $60 billion on the Cash App ecosystem. The company plans to invest $800 to $900 million in 2021. Roughly half of that will go towards sales and marketing, a quarter going to R&D across both ecosystems, and the remainder goes to G&A. The goal is to improve acquisition efficiency and engagement on existing products. One analyst asked on how is customer acquisition and engagement different on Cash App versus other competing platforms. The management responded that Square aims to create ecosystem of tools and solutions for people. Square's goal is to provide all solutions in one place, so Square doesn't have to focus on one particular service. The same is true to both Cash App and seller business. One last question was related to Bitcoin. Why did the Bitcoin revenue only grow 7 to 8% while Bitcoin price rose sharply during the period? The management continues to see strong adoption with 3 million customers across Bitcoin throughout the year, and in January, 1 million new customers to Bitcoin in the month. Bitcoin gross profit is the key metric to focus on. Gross profit grew meaningfully on a year-over-year basis and also on a quarter-over-quarter basis. Now let's take a look at Square's stock performance before and after the earnings call. Square reported revenue of $3.16 billion, beat analyst expectation of $3.09 billion, and its adjusted EPS of 32 cents profit also beat the consensus of 24 cents profit. However, the market reacted negatively after the earnings release. Lastly, here's the latest summary of analyst ratings of the company. Currently, there are 31 analysts covering Square, and we are seeing roughly half the analysts gave the rating of buy and strong buy, while the other half gave the rating of hold. If you are interested in knowing more about this company, I recommend you conduct further analysis of the company's public filings. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel.